late night casting. It's best 2 out of 3. It's Southeast Asia. If it turns out Americans are cashing this, I'm gonna let this go. But I love 2 out of 3s because this is where they really try. All right. So this DPC fight. Kind of curious to see what league this is in. Tournaments. DPC. But which that's the thing. It's like which one's live? Which one's live? It doesn't show always. Oh, there we go. So this is gonna be Southeast Asia. What? Love me some Southeast Asia. Let's get it on, get it on. Southeast Asia, get it on, get it on. I'm gonna do some casting because I love casting. It's a lot of fun. I've got my wasabi flavored peas, which I don't know why it's wasabi flavored if it's actually got wasabi in it. Like, fuck you, make up your mind. Now let's see this. Come on, best 2 out of 3. Not found yet. You see the shit and see what's going on. Best 2 out of 3. Come on. Let's bring it on, bring it on. Man, trying. I'm gonna spam the shit out of this button until I get into it because I love the draft. The draft is probably the most critical part of any Dota game, especially if you're gonna go captain's mode. Come on. Oh, let's do it. Come on. And what's that, Jesse? Come on, bitch. Let's do this, bitch. It feels weird saying it that way, but who gives a shit, right? Bitch. Wait now. Come on. Okay, let's see. Watch now. Tournaments, professional, Destiny League. Destiny League is like non-stop. It's crazy how many people are actually fighting for this 15K. Like it is batshit crazy. Whereas you have like Southeast Asia Asian, like this is like a great tournament, by the way. 68K, not a lot of competition unless they plan on like extending the crap out of it. Let's see. Come on. Oh, why? That's not real. That's game 2. Where game 2's finished up. We want to watch game 3. Game 3's still not a thing. See, tournaments, live, professional. It looks like Destiny's the only league currently playing. Amateur? Anything going in amateur? Not a lot. But in Southeast Asia, we got Nigma Galaxy and LilGun. So SEA, which is right here, and it's going to be Division 2, is where you have, bam, Nigma Galaxy, which is 5-1. So they should take it. LilGun beat them round 1, even though they're 3-3. Overall, should absolutely be a fun game to watch. Just one way or the other. We just need to get to that game 3, though. I want to see the draft. I want to see the draft. Please let me see the draft. Okay, let me wait a second. 27-23. The game should be over, but is it? Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, we literally at the beginning of the stream saw that tally mark show up for Nigma Galaxy, which, if I'm being fair, should be the way it's supposed to be. However, not sure if that's exactly what it is. Come on, baby. Come on. Nigma Galaxy versus LilGun. Nope. Nigma Galaxy versus LilGun. Nope. LilGun. Oh, shut up. Okay. So taking a break, obviously. Seb is like nonstop. He plays so much more than everybody else. Like you'll see Puppy play every now and then, but Seb like lives in this game. And same goes for who else? General plays a shit ton of games nonstop. General's usually fun to watch though. And that's kind of cool because you can go through some of this here. And then, oh, what? So the game's still in process. Why is it that I can't watch the fucking game? 29:07. We started this, it was at 27. Oh, they're pushing up too. Dude, look at that. 34-12. I'm sure that's a huge swing. Pushing it tier 3. Oh, that's why. It's going to end within the next 2 minutes. It's got to, man. It's friggin' got to. It's fine. Fuck it. Let's watch Seb. I'd rather watch Death Prophet anyway. Nature's Prophet. Fucking Prophet. Trees. Tree Prophet. Alright. That's what we have. So we got Weaver. Pretty basic. You know what? Let's go. Look at the last hits. Nice. Throw that up there. Start with Clinks. Ooh, Maelstrom. That procs on every single one of his Burning Barrages, which makes him broken AF. He's going for straight survivability. He definitely has the Hood of Defiance in his pocket. Not the biggest fan of the double no talisman. It helps with certain amounts of regen, and I get the spell amplification, but for the most part, semi-worthless. It ends up being pretty worthless pretty fast. Ooh, looks like a big old snowball. And a walrus punch on the Lina. Eating dust all day long. That was a very beautiful pick. Bane, position 4-5. Nature's Prophet still picked up an Orchid. Was able to use it on somebody. I'm going to guess the Lina because she popped a second ago. Tusk only rocking phase boots, but in all reality, level 6 walrus punch. What else do you need? Really good right hitting. Good job, Shay. I love your butter. Ooh, big piece of danger here. Already has Battle Fury completed as well as Orbit Chaos. That is massive for her, especially at the 15-minute mark. So she's on point to just wreck everybody's shop. Sand King, BKB, or excuse me, Blink Dagger, also pretty standard. Looks like that's where the Lina died. Working on what looks like to be a Lincoln Sphere. Perseverance on top of the Ultimate Orb. Pretty close. Single target damage. I guess she's trying to avoid the Bane. Yeah, really just the Bane. And a no boots position 5 Weaver. Really common. Disruptor. Smoke. And smoke. Also a position 5. I hear squeaking. Adorable squeaking. So let's throw this into directed mode. Just watch PA farm apparently. Weaver with his nice little vessel. Not utilizing this swarm. Ooh, that was a really quick invis ward. He's got those commands to be able to pick that stuff out really fast. Probably some of the things that the lower tier players have problems with. GG. GG. I feel like there's not a lot they can do. I feel like under no circumstances the team Radiant is gonna have a problem. I mean, Radiant is like massive problem. Dire, I think, just has this. There's no coming back from this at all. PA is super farmed. Tons of nukes. Lina's pretty much done with her. Actually, was that enough to finish Lincoln Sphere? Yeah, it was. So Lincoln Sphere's done with her. So she doesn't really have any threats anymore. PA, super fat already. I don't know if it's even worth watching at this point. When she picks up a BKB, and it's pretty GG. Now that does not pierce spell immunity, which is why the BKB is going to be exceedingly important. Quick dust. Ooh. It's a really good Sand King ulti. Not terrible. Fiend's Grip on the Sand King. He's iced out. Stun might cancel the Fiend's Grip and knock them out the Bane, but I just don't want PA to die, right? That's the goal. PA doesn't die. So 4K gold lead. Definitely going to out farm. Radiant's going to have a bitch and hell of a time. I'm trying to wait, by the way, just in case you're jumping in with this. I'm trying to see if I can get this Nigma game going up. But unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to be able to yet. A snowball. Walrus punch. And she is turning around. Oh, was that? No, she picked it up. I was thinking he was going to be able to get off that deny. That glimpse, man. Glimpse is a very prick-ass ability. It's like the king of troll abilities, I think. It's kind of up there with X marks the spot. Quick stun. Ooh. I like that this Ruptor actually ultied before throwing in his ring. So kinetic field and static storm. The fact that he static stormed first, kind of funny. Tag team in this Nature's Prophet, and he bites the dust. It's currently 14-20. Like I said, I kind of a really hard time with this PA. It's going to get fat and just ice everybody out. She is like non-stop farming too, and they're stacking for her. So since we checked up on her 2 minutes ago, that's like a 2-minute Yasha. That's, yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. Weaver Shishuking his way around. Doesn't have a whole lot to deal with that outside from Shishuki. Very farm capable, but man, yeah, okay, cool. So he's gonna go with the baby Molineer build. Doesn't bad. They own the jungle up here, and a quick pickup on the Lina, despite having that Lincoln Sphere done. PA doing PA things. So we can get this game going though. Lobby's still not found. I don't understand how come I can't jump into this game. Bonus should be handed out by the Disruptor. Oh, and the slide stops that. The taunt. Well done. Exceedingly well done. PA jumps in, starts duking down. Quick work, quick work. Now PA farm though does not have Desolator picked up. That's just crit. A little bit, a little bit. I'm trying to watch this best 2 out of 3 on this Nigma game here. I'll show you which one I'm looking for, but it won't. I could go to jump in, lobby not found. This is the game I actually wanted to watch. So I watched Division 1 and I'm just gonna close this out. Ruh. So I like watching some of the Division 2s because you'll see Division 1s all day long. And when it comes to the gambling side, I don't know if you go into the Goshu Gamer stuff, but they keep track of like people's statistics, but it's not always fun because everybody in Division 1 has the exact same builds, like non-stop, constantly. You can see a Juggernaut built the same way 1,000,000 times. This meta is like very refined and exact. But when you go to Division 2, which is where Nigma and LilGun come up, you'll see like weird crap that always has a tendency to work out. In some cases, I feel like is potentially better. The experimental builds that you'll see eventually end up in Division 1 start off in Division 2. No, we did not watch it. We had PL basically took off, like despite reconnecting again, and then Ty just jumped in and ultied with nobody around several times, so it was like a 3v5. But I kind of giggled because the Earthshaker ended up DCing. They sold all of his shit. So if you look at the end game, this is like my favorite part here. Let me pull this shit up. Because I would hate to be the Earthshaker in this one. So he ended up with nothing but the Blink Dagger. Like, that's the only item he had at the very end of the game, was just pure Blink Dagger. And it's not like he was really amazing. And neither was any of them, really. Like, this dude, like, it's his first time Axe 2-7. We had another first time Shadow Shaman. He basically was 5-6, which, you know, obviously he went negative, but 23 assists is pretty ridiculous. That makes, you know, kill participation high. This dude landed so many dream coils in my face and around him. But yeah, exactly. That I giggled my ass off at the end of this. This guy's dream coils were really on point. That 7-2 is like really won't earn from the puck, but this guy, no joke, average significantly higher, plus 14 on his additional. But we couldn't convince Tide to jump on the sniper. Instead, Tide would jump on like anybody he saw instead of focusing the deadly one. So yeah, it was GG. Plus, we had no PL. 1-6. I kind of fed, but I was like, I would go in thinking people were gonna show up and like, look, I can tank this for 30 seconds. Y'all can jump in and help, and it just didn't happen. I don't get why I can't. I want, but oh, dude, it doesn't bother me. Like I don't care. Like I could lose 10 times in a row. Like what am I gonna do? Like whine and complain? Who cares? Not that I want to, and I don't. Like typically our runs of like our win rate is usually like ridiculously good. But once you hit these fucking low priority games, like you just hate everything about it. I don't. I could care less. It's usually just fun. I don't know why I can't watch game 3 though. Really? It's finally letting me in? What? Dude, you're like the lucky duck scenario. What the crap? And I say duck because it's there. But way to be like a good charm. I've been trying to watch this friggin' live fight for the entire duration. I'm not trying to like cast a whole lot. I just like seeing different builds in Division 2. Because the Division 2 builds, I picked up, dude, it sounds stupid, but it was like an early, oh, crap, I'll have to go to it. Hold on. If this actually lets me in the game. Oh man, it's not letting me in. How crappy is that? So I've never seen it, but this dude picked up the Vanguard on a Juggernaut. Like that was his first item was Vanguard, and I was watching this fight, and it was in the Ashon League, which is over and it's professional. It was in this Ashon League. Like they rocked the shit out of this like build, and you basically end up with the Vanguard. You end up with Kaya, and that helps with your Blade Fury, your spin, and it like wrecks so much shop so early that it basically allows you to free farm and never have to go back to the well. Right? Tons of like HP regen, obviously off Vanguard, and then like the magic damage from Kaya. I thought this dude was nuts, but the guy ended up going like 17-2, like that game when I first watched it. And I just like flipped. I was like, there's no way this is really happening, but it comes from like the different leagues. And so eventually you'll end up seeing those builds tapered off into your Division 1 leagues. But I think for the most part, like Division 2 is where you're going to see like the fun stuff that's experimental. Division 1, you'll see like very refined, like you buy this, and this. And then I guess if like you're watching Team Secret, you'll see Puppy. And Puppy, I'm assuming is as the captain will like say like, okay, you're buying blah 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 blah. Don't deviate. That's the end of it. And they have all these timings that are so refined that that's exactly what it is. But Division 2 are the ones that modify, I think, the builds that come out into Division 1 eventually. Yeah, very trippy shit. So it's Russia plays a lot different too, even from like the Russian servers. I watch Destiny League a lot too, and I'll cast Destiny League. Like they build like crazy. Like some of the builds are like just batshit crazy. You'll see Veil of Discord. Like if there's at least 2 magic dealers, like typically within the first 5 to 7 minutes, you'll see a Veil of Discord on somebody before boots. And there's always a rotation into the other magician, the other magic damage lane, and you'll see a gank like within the first like 7 minutes. Like it is just like clockwork, and it's just like what happens on the RU servers. Like Russians will definitely buy that Veil, teleport in, they'll go full magic damage, and like get like a quick pick off like 2 people all the time. And it's the fastest shit you'll ever see, because then you'll usually see the tier 1 tower drop. If they can pull it off right, then you'll see the tier 1 tower consistently within the first 10 minutes. Oh yeah, before boots, you'll have one person that goes straight Vela Discord. They have somebody in the Vela Discord. Like that is blah blah blah's job. You're getting Veil and you're rotating into the opposing team's lane, or the other person will actually jump into the same lane as the Veil Discord's done. But yeah, they'll finish Veil before boots. And then typically it ends up with a 10-minute 2-kill and tower super quick. And yeah, way before boots. It's kind of nutty, like some of the rotations that they have. But that's like an RU thing. You don't see that in the Asian so much, and definitely not in North America. North America doesn't play a lot of that game. They stick with a little more standard builds, but I love watching Division 2, which is why I'm trying to watch this one, because Nigma is known for being like way higher up over the random, because Nigma Galaxy, well, here it is, 5-1. LilGun's 3-3, but once you see like each one is up one or the other, and they know that there's a potential knockout scenario, like the game 3 scenario between two is usually random shit happens. You'll see random shit in the draft. You'll see random builds. And even in Division 1, you'll still see like the draft stick really linear, exactly the same. The second you start going in Division 2 game 3s, man, it can get really funky really quick. Oh man, I'm waiting. I'm hoping I can jump into this. So it looks like game 3 is about to start. I don't understand why. Okay, now I could see why, because I guess they probably just haven't loaded into it yet. So I'm just going to chill here. Do you like casting, or do you like watching gameplay better? Do you have like a preference? Because I do a bit of both. I like both. I think they're loading into the game right now. Like, they're all discussing, like, nobody's loaded in. And then typically they have a lag, right? So the game technically started for them like 2 or 3 minutes ago. And then we can't load in and see what they're doing until there's a delay, because they don't want anybody potentially screen sniping. Because it's not like TI where like all 5 are in like a booth and all 5 are in the booth and you can watch it live. So these guys are playing out of their hotels, out of apartments, out of their houses. So it's easy to have like another computer, another monitor to be able to see like, oh man, they just played this word here. We have to go deward that. Oh, they just did this here, blah, blah, blah. We have to go do that. So by default, you want to have the times longer than the word survival, because you don't want to risk anybody dewarding. And then, so there's the delay. So we don't actually get to watch it until they've applied that delay. So the game's technically started, but you can't load in until you've been given the time permission. Yeah, and I like playing more. I do like playing more. But I did want to do a quick run through this just to see some of the team comp, because team comp ends up really weird on game 3s too. Pending it lets me, though. Kind of funky. And then that's the other thing too, is this might actually be like an ISP thing, because I've been having a lot of weird connection issues. Come on, my mouse disappeared. There it is. I do like both though. I like playing a shit ton. I like casting, but ultimately casting makes me a better player. Cause like I can't count the amount of Juggernaut matches I've been winning recently with like really stupid builds. Cause I'll tell people too, like Robo, I'll tell them like, hey, try this build out. Like, what? That makes no sense. And I'm like, dude, and then I'll explain like some of the weird shit, like aspects of the build and how it works out. And then he tries it, and then we just like waffle stomp people because it might be Division 2, but Division 2 is so much more advanced as compared to where I am in existence, and I'm playing like an old style build that in some cases are even like as early as like Heroes of New Earth style build, or even Dota 1. Dude, SNY, by the way, like Dota 1, I don't know how old you are, but like SNY was like put on like damn near everybody. Alright. I'm guessing there's going to be an IO. IO on the Nigma Galaxy. IO Mars is pretty common here. Void Spirit. Who else? Quap. Puck. Especially Puck. Puck is heavy because a lot of people still pick the Storm Spirit, which isn't banned yet, to make sure you get the lockdown on the Storm Spirit. It also helps with Void Spirit. IO pairs with Mars really well. Monkey King is super heavy. Bane, obviously, for like a significant amount of crowd control. There's the Monkey King. Monkey King comes out really heavy in Southeast Asia. So I expected that. Bane, he's hit and miss. I like this. This is probably going to be like a Pucker IO. That'd be my current guess. Just because that's very common. Nyx is another really common pick. Oh, okay. So I've been doing, I don't know why Shadow Demon's so meta in Southeast Asia. He's like basically banned and hated everywhere else. But Southeast Asia loves this. So I started playing Dota when I was in high school. And that was like 2000-ish. Like it's been like a 21-year journey for me. And it's always been enjoyable. Which is another reason why I'm like, so yeah, man, like just don't ever take this game serious enough to where like you rage, dude. That's a big thing for me, man. Like there was a point in time, and it was more during the Heroes of New Earth phase. Because okay, so Dota 1 came out, Warcraft 3 patch, they had it to where like it was an open thing and you can just make custom games. And then after Dota 1 kind of died off and ended up going into different servers where people were hosting it. And it was like these custom servers. One of them was a G server, and there's like a few others. But I played on G Root server for a while, and then I just stopped playing, period, because the servers died. There's a game called Heroes of New Earth, which is on its deathbed. Like, I think that it's finally going to end next month. Highly recommended, but it doesn't have the skill tree. It's a lot less complex. It's more complex than League of Legends, but less complex than Dota 2. Played the shit out of it, loved it. It was amazing. Like it was super clean, super smooth. I gotta say there was less lag on those servers than anywhere else. Quap is still in the game. So is Void Spirit. So is Puck. So is IO. Tide is another really big pick. I'm just looking and kind of seeing what's going in, but ended up picking back up in Heroes of New Earth. Started Dota 2. I played Dota 2 until 2016. That's according to the records in the game. And then raised kids for a while. And then came back to Dota 2 once my son could actually start playing Dota 2 with me. And I have touched League of Legends a couple times. That League of Legends, Rubik's not super common. I don't think I'd pick it up against Mars. Arena of Blood, you really want to trap yourself in there? That's not the greatest. Shadow Demon, I mean, there's room for potential, but Shadow Demon spams like damn near everything. Good luck getting exactly the spell you want. So good luck, Chuck. So I ended up picking back up in the Dota 2 world. Dota 2, obviously a shit ton of fun, but watching other people's builds, their habits, elevated who I was significantly. And this is when I first started playing Dota 2. At the time, when I ended in 2016, I was classified MMR 4500. It used to go like on 1,000 ranking, right? So 4500 was like almost TI worthy. Like I could definitely play professional Dota at that time. And then I took a break. I took too long of a break. Came back, need to learn muscle memory and shit. And then my son got into it, and I guess it's genetic. I don't know what made him feel is like the urge to start playing this with me. But so I'm basically coming back, like I'm on my way back to playing as hard as I used to play. But low pry. Like it's not like you can expect the right thing, like a Tide to like be able to launch his shit. But yeah, I was on a team. It was called Team Even Flow. We were top tier a long time ago. Like we were really top tier. We used to play with Sam Squatch, which was I don't know, I think top 100 back in the day. Uh, he had like these gyrocopter timings that were like ridiculous. I played. We played really heavy, and at the time we didn't have just positions. You just basically had like carry, tank, and support. And so I was usually what would be considered a class like a three position. It was like very heavy tank, so it was my job to do initiations, to make sure that we had initiations, pickoffs, shit like that. My other two buddies, Javier, which was our captain at the time, he was our position one, but he was like really rage, like he would rage really heavy if we lost. Like it was nuts. Invoker's super not common. And so Invoker goes one of two ways. And it depends on whether or not you're going to get your rags. What he might go heavy exhort if he's going to go right clicky. I think it just depends on he's going to plan on going up against mid. But Quas Wex is common, and then you'll see either Quas exhort. You usually don't see Wex exhort. But watching these, man, it totally elevates and changes everything about your gameplay. Have you ever watched yourself play, by the way? Have you ever just like sat down and like reviewed one of your own games? Just spent the entire time and watched you, not on a winning game, because those are the games you made the right decisions, but on a losing game. Like, have you ever just watched one of your own? Where's the Void Spirit? Didn't call Lion, didn't call Rubik, didn't call Invoker. Void Spirit's pretty common right now. They don't have a tank initiation. They might pick up a Tide in the LilGun side. They need a shitload of right click on Enigma. I don't see PA available. I mean, like, I don't see that. Oh, for sure. Cool. Yeah, so for us, it used to be we would play 4 and watch 2. And that was like our standard in those days. When I was like in that 4,500 ranking. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a lot of things you're like, why did I do that? Like, why didn't I trust him? He initiated for me. Why did I do? They banned the Tide because they didn't want the LilGun to get it. But like there's a lot of little stupid things, and it's like the little things that add up into like snowball so huge. And but we would watch 4, and then I mean we would play 2. We would play 4 and watch 2. That was our standard meta. So we'd play 4 games that night, and who cares? It's just a game. But I mean, if you're in TI, like sincerely kick your own ass. But we're not exactly TI people, so it's I'm out to have fun and still win. But so we would sit out, we'd play 4, and then throughout the duration of the 4 games, it was like super serious, super concentrated, like not a lot of giggles, like we were super hyper focused. And then we would pick the 2 games that we felt either one, and typically we would win at least 3 out of 4 of those games in our rankings. So if we lost any by default, no, you should, but at the same time, don't beat yourself up. It's still a game. If we lost one, that was mandatory. So some nights we would watch 3, but typically we would watch either the game that we lost by or we won with the least variance. Like, oh, we barely beat that one. You're watching that one. If you lost one, you're absolutely watching that one. So, but that's when you start to cut up and have fun and joke and play and like, dude, I can't believe you did that. That was the dumbest shit ever. Like, oh my gosh, really? Why were you there? But you're having fun with these people. Like, you should care, granted, but you should also be enjoying the people you're playing with. There's no point in playing and stressing out. You can't stress out over randoms because they're fucking randoms. Who cares? Like, you can't rage on people because most people are probably learning also. Like there's so many reasons to just not put your heart into it. It's different when you're queuing up as 3 or 4. You've known people for a while. You have certain dependencies, and you understand where people's roles is. Then yeah, like you can have these conversations, but never take it anywhere remotely personal. if somebody tells you like, "Oh, that was a shit play," because we all have shit plays. Like terrible things happen. Oh shit, I orchid the wrong person. My bad. Like let it go. Like you shouldn't need to do that. Okay, so team comp wise, who do you think's gonna win? I know who I think's gonna win because I don't think they have an answer for one of them. But I oh man, this is rough. This is rough. Oh man, I love the Timber Monkey combo because it stops the monkey from falling instantly. Wraith King, shit ton of damage and sit like so much HP. Like you have to kill him twice at least. Lion scales damn near indefinitely. Invoker. See, the problem though is that Void Spirit. The Void Spirit is going to go around nuking down everybody. He's going to be able to nuke down Invoker and Lion and Shadow Demon. Like Void has like 3 targets, super heavy. Bane has a lot of crowd control. He can basically just like, I don't care what you do, Wraith King. You can't hurt me with his Enfeeble. Mars is, if Mars has a really good early game, I think there's a chance, but Mars I don't think scales terribly well. Timbersaw just all kinds of friggin' tanky, and nobody has the right click to deal with the Timbersaw outside from the Wraith King. Mars might have some of the burst to an extent, but Timber, if he has his regen way too high, there's not a lot they can do about this. So I feel like I should give it to LilGun, even though Nigma is known for just being like broken by comparison. Notoriety. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing too, right? Like Mars has like a shit ton of control, but Void can dissimulate out of there, which is the one you're gonna want to kill if you're Mars. Who cares if you kill Rubik? Like Rubik's die all the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. He, I'm. If, let's see if he goes Exhort. All right, so Invoker went Exhort, so he's probably gonna pick up his Aghanim Scepter pretty quickly, because that ties into his Exhort pretty heavily, and that's gonna be paired up with the Mars ulti, right? So he locks him in, and then he can just rain fire from the heavens. Pretty standard. I was gonna do an item check. Pretty standard. Monkey King. I love that so much. Bane did pick up a magic stick. Who's he planning on going up against in that lane though? Shadow Demon. Timber, obviously strength gonna end up being fat. Rubik. And really, Rubik? That's. Hold on. Did he end up? Oh, dude, that is questionable. Where do you? Is that in or out? Like that is like licking the edge right there. Void Spirit, Rockin' Mid. That's a pretty decent, definitely first Q bottle. A lot of regen with the 2 Null Talismans. Lion. The Lions trade like shit, so I like this Lion already. He's got 2 sets of tangos. His natural regen. Oh, yeah. Lion ulti is going to probably be one of his go-tos. But his natural HP regen on a Lion is basically crap. So he needs 6 tangos. So he's smart enough to do that. Exhort Boy. Obviously, he's going to be doing a Sunstrike build. Wraith King. Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty standard. So he's playing in position 4-5 as a Shadow Demon, which is also common, but definitely not planning on getting hit. You think the ward's in? We'll find out. Oh, they already counter-warded it. It's gone. It doesn't even matter anymore. And then he placed the ward in the other side. That's funny. Good job. I guess we don't get to find out, but yeah, I think the ward is in too. I think it was like 2 pixels in. That was a lot of quick burst. Rubik doesn't seem to care. Why is Timber so low already? He does have the armor already. Where did Rubik go first? Oh, he's got his Fable. That's a shit ton of damage. Pretty standard. Ooh. So he went with his Resonating Pulse. It's really good for spam. Eat them trees. Eating the Iron Branches. I recently started doing the Iron Branch along with the Tango combo. Dude, that shit is like super broken. It keeps you in lane so much easier. See how bottom's going. Yeah, it's pretty chill. So Mars is over leveled? Oh yeah. Not even by much. Because he's level 1, right, on the Shadow Demon. Mars is picking up a little more XP on his level 2. Looks like these two are going to take each other a little bit. Quick stack on the Bane. Yay, Bane. So what I like to see, and this is the part where I can kind of give up, right? I like to see what the first items are that people plan on buying. So Monkey King, standard boots. After that, it's conditional. Bane, obviously, I guess doesn't plan on doing anything. Well, he's got a courier on his way. That's what Bane's courier has. Windlace. Baby boots. Litter bug. Throw them cheeses. Hey, he got it off. And it did nothing. See that? I already lost like respect for the monkey. That was like a waste of mana. It literally did nothing. So, granted, he threw out the Boundless Strike, but really? Like, he's going to regen that not terribly long. So he just like wasted mana. Well, he didn't feed a wand charge, which is good. Alright, let's go to the last hits. We'll see who's winning lanes. So Void versus Invoker. Void's up by 3 and has a couple more last hits in. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's going Quas Exhort. So he's going to go a little bit farm heavy. He's got his little spirits. His Forged Spirits are pretty helpful when it comes to just getting your last hits in. And Hannah Midas. Alright, so that's the thing, right? So I do play some Invoker, not a whole lot. I've been meaning to do like 1,000 games of Invoker at one point in my life. But now I know Hannah Midas is still viable. And there was a point where, at least in North America, or where it wasn't, but Southeast Asia still runs a Hannah Midas. It looks like this is going to pick up another Null Talisman and those little boots of speed. What I don't get is, so he has 2 points of Iron Branch, which is 2 sets of attributes. Doesn't have any tangos to eat those into, and doesn't have any hopes of actually completing a wand. So just base stats. Doesn't develop into anything. Ooh. That counter on that Invoker, that is painful. Swallows a little bit of bottle. Raindrops. Oh, that is so smart. Raindrops is another thing. So now I know if I'm going up against a Void mid, Raindrops is a really good idea. It's just little things you learn. And dude, Wind Ranger, Raindrops. Oh my gosh. Like the Raindrops are like mandatory up against Wind Ranger. See how top lane. I'm assuming mana boots. Ooh. Sunstrike down. Good vision. Rubik's looks like he's gonna live. And that armor, just they can't kill him. So yeah, Soul Ring. And this is where I learned like my builds, like literally just casting. Like normally I'm getting all hyped or whatever, but we'll go through like my actual thought process of watching this. So you can see he's Soul Ring in the boots. He's going to finish his ward, or his wand. But you have the stun that's constantly being spammed out from the Wraith King. And this dude is like king of wand charges, right? Because he casts the Earth Spike, which stuns you. And then he steals your mana. But that's 2 1 charges. And if you get those stacked up, it doesn't matter how much, if you're at 0 mana, you'll always have enough mana to usually cast 1, maybe 2 things. Because then if you have the wand, which he's buying a late one here, I'm not a fan of a late one. Like if you're going to get one, like pick it up early. But that gives you like, oh crap, I need to get out of here. I have 4 wand charges, click Timber Chain and gone. But different priorities. Of course, all he needs to really do right now is farm and survive. Wraith King sitting at level 5. They want to kill him now, but they can't. He's going to hit level 6. And once he does, he's going to be a problem. Does he have... Oh, he just has regular boots. Like 2 tanks just never going to kill each other out. Going to mid. So he relocated these iron branches. I don't know what he plans on doing with them, if anything. So here's my thing, right? So you can tell whether or not he's like quote-unquote pro. If he cycles a null talismans out and then drinks his bottle, because then that's going to give him more mana regen. So it tells you how much respect you should have for them in the next fight if you're watching a 2 out of 3 or just in the fight in general. Because the 1 or 2 second differences that make a difference is going to change everything about the gameplay. See, he just straight drank it. Like, he didn't move null talisman, so he can actually end up gaining more based on percentage, because then you end up with, like, less intel, right? That's 10 intel, which reduces this number down. Once you put it back in, you end up growing significantly more once the timer ticks off, which is, like, roughly 6 seconds. So he can spam more, essentially. Invoker did not go with bottle, which is... sure? Oh, he's going straight Hannah Midas. Typically, you see bottle into Hannah Midas, but he just doesn't even care about bottle. So he's just going to... And he's on straight damage, but I guess he hasn't really had to worry about any kind of regen, so he's not going really heavy into the quas. So he's getting a lot of right-click in. So he no longer cares. He's not even going to finish... I don't know if he planned on turning that into Ring of Basalis or he just was using that for regen. Couple bonus stats. Never turned that into a talisman. So sure, high five. Quick rotation, smoke up, and that's your position 5 because he basically has the same crap he started the game with. Fuse raindrops, always, because that sucks against Void. Raindrops... usually underrated, but you need to know who to buy them up against to get the most value, because you don't buy it up against somebody who's just going to tick them off easy. You want to be able to save your ass. I do like Monkey, so he's going Molineer, so he's going farm heavy. So this guy is probably going to be playing position 1 at this point. Right click damage though, I mean, it makes the most sense between him and Void. So Monkey's getting the yeah, Bane died, but nobody cares. Monkey's getting free farm down here. So, and you can see like some of the habits these guys have too, like jumping into trees like nonstop, making sure that if you're going to get caught out, you at least have like a general mode of escape, or at least vision on the other guy to make sure that like, okay, this dude's in lane, I can jump around, come down here and actually pick up this farm. And it looks like he's even stacking the camp while he's going. And another thing that most people don't see right there, he jumped out of vision, so it went instantly back. Whereas if he would have stayed... Wow! That spear was painful to watch. Oh. Dang, he's on cooldowns. Monkey could have dived, but looks like he went to prioritize the creep kills instead of diving at Mars. Mars has just bounced. Shadow Demon comes in. Still full of raindrops, but he hasn't had to fight the Void enough to care, it looks like. With double smoke. They plan to take on this Invoker. Maybe. So then I also get an idea of where my placement is whenever I know it with the Dota Plus, right? It'll tell you how many last hits you're supposed to have and like the average or whatever. If you're playing like high tier, it works and it doesn't. Because just because you're supposed to have 200 doesn't mean that you're paired up against somebody that you can. They're trading off nightmares. What? Shadow Demon's like, no, you're staying there. I don't care. Yeah, that spear miss. That was kind of painful. Because then he could have pinned him up here underneath the tower, which would have completely changed the dynamics of that fight. All right, so professionals, and I'm just telling you what I think. So professionals typically use Primal Spring, even at level 1, to initiate on creep camps. So I try to make notations of that if I'm going to play Monkey. Like, earlier you were asking me who I love to play. Ogre Magi. But I've also got like 100 games with Ogre Magi. So I'm really comfortable knowing what my timings are, how much I can spam. Ooh, Meatball. Not a lot to do against Meatball. Monkey TP'd up here. So many mini fights going on. Oh, Timber out of nowhere. I think so. I can check on Dota Buff here in a second. Alright, so my favorite part of this entire team fight here was Monkey's initiation. So it was initially like a pretty fair fight. Like it seemed like 3v3. But Monkey dropped his ulti right here in the middle to make sure that everybody that was sitting here at this top tower couldn't also jump in. So then it became like a 3v1 and maybe 2. And then that allowed the rest of the team fight to show up and fight and then TP in. And then everything just completely changed from that point. Which is why they end up with, that 3 kill. So you don't necessarily always need to use the Monkey ulti for damage. You can use it to the same way you would use that Arena Blood on the Mars to like split up the team fight. But yeah, I'll go ahead and close this out. Dota buff wise, I want to say it's Ogre Magi. Let me verify that though, because I'm not 100%. But I only did that because I had the Arcana. Looks like 106 total matches. So I'm at 106, 61% win rate, which isn't terrible. But that's where it comes down to, like, I've learned a lot of my timings, how much I can cast, my item builds, my timing builds, how to spam, like to farm, like when is it good to use your Ignite. And especially playing with Robo, who likes to play like a lot of position 1. Like Robo loves position 1. And there's not a lot better than Bloodlust. Like you throw Bloodlust on a position 1 carry, like they're just like, yeah, I love life. So that's one of their biggest things. Sniper 61, 59% win rate. I don't know if that's necessarily fair because I feel like it's still high, but I feel like it should be higher if you just count from like the current, because I don't think I was the greatest sniper, because Beast, what was his name? Flint Beastwood from Heroes of Newerth is the sniper equivalent. Complete ports, like they basically, yeah, Ogre's definitely the most, but complete ports from one game to the other, like exactly the same. However, the agility gain is different on Flint Beastwood, so I had to make some different allocations eventually when I came back to playing Dota 2 as a sniper to make sure I get, instead of having to shoot people like 4 times, I have to shoot them like 5 or 6 times. So I had to make my timing adjustment better so that way I knew I could actually get the kills. So that's something that also the Sniper's E is not the same. And, like, that's a new mechanic. Like, that doesn't go back to Dota 1 or Heroes of New Earth. Like, the ability to constantly activate your the headshot, like, that's like broken. Like, that is like my favorite ability. Like, that is a beautiful adjustment. But that adjustment wasn't made until the past like year or so. So the last year and a half, I think it was, when they made that activatable, made a huge difference. But yeah, looks like my most played is the Ogre Magi, which typically those those fights are really. I mean, look at that. It's just, if you look at my most recent history, 3 in a row, 3 lost, 6 in a row, 1 loss. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, it's pretty good. Once you start going too farther deep, though, like, that's like old school gameplay. But this, you can see like the development. Like, it's gotten better, better, better. And I feel like these games where I've lost is when, like, I'm not playing with Robo. Because if he's not on, it's, oh man, you can't trust people you don't know. It's like I'm going in with a pub and I'm like, okay, dude, your PL or your PA, whatever it is, I'm going to buff the shit out of you. Let's go to town. And then they let me down. Like, I'm going to run in and tank, because that's another thing I like about Ogre is his natural HP regen is so ridiculously high, level 1. He can trade like nobody's business. But I'm going to leave you with gameplay from this really quick. I got to use the can. I'll be right back. Yeah, it is and it isn't. I have a love-hate with both. I like queuing with randoms, but oh, man, this monkey's really good. Arena blood popped out. Damn, Wraith King is not doing super. See, that's that. Damn. That's kind of what I was saying. Is like LilGun. I know I'm supposed to be going for Nigma, but I feel like LilGun is like. I think they just outdrafted him. Really, 2 DCs? I wonder if they're sharing an apartment or something. All right. So Monkey King and Orbit Corrosion isn't what you would see if you're watching an RU game. Like, if you're watching the Russian streams, yeah, like, you'll see a Maelstrom for sure. But Orbit Corrosion, not so much. And really, like, this build is really funky. Like, he has a Mithril Hammer, which suggests maybe BKB or something, and then he's got 2 orbs and a booster. Like, he totally switched up. Oh, you know what's on his courier? That might make more sense. It might be done. Where is Monkey's courier? There we go. Yeah, okay, so he's going for BKB then. That's a pretty quick BKB. Alright, that works. Going down into a Scotty. Oh, Aether Lens just for survival range. Timbers. I have a love-hate with Yules Because a lot of people pick up the Yule so you can actually drop down your chakra and not have to worry about getting hit for a while because, you know, you're up in the air. But the really cool ones is when you use it offensively and you throw your you throw them up in the air and you throw your chakram like right in the middle. And so when they land, they're landing right in the middle of your chakram, and it does not matter what position they end up running into or running away from. They eat like so much of the timing of that chakram. Like offensive chakrams are so good. Boom. I'm hoping he'll do it. Didn't need to. Man, I gotta give this one to LilGun. Looks like they're pulling it out. Raindrop's still on the Rubik. Well, actually, Raindrop's on Rubik. I'm assuming a deal with Lion, potentially. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. Low HP characters like this definitely, like, favor. Huh. You'd figure he'd have more right now. Last hit's to nice. Oh, wow. Void's at 131. Typically, Voids end up with a lot more last hits at this point. See that? That right there you see all the time. And that's like old school Dota. So you used to typically just leave the last eat crap like thing there and you bounce. So that way nothing else respawns. And that gives you like an extra minute of them having it. Like, if I was this, I'd be so mad. I would be so mad right there. Well, maybe not so much because he did it before the minute respawn timer. So there's a benefit to it. Outside from that, if I showed up and that dude was that way, I'd be kind of ticked. Invoker, Hanamitis done. I do love the Orchid. The Orchid's always super bonus good. But I think that Orchid is to help hold down the lockdown on the Void because you don't want him bouncing out of there. And him being able to set up with his invisibility, it's kind of beneficial. You can just walk in there, Orchid him out, and the rest of your team can come in and nuke him down. Wraith King walking into the enemy jungle. Blink Dagger is pretty common. Any strength hero for the most part. And this is pretty much everywhere. In any division too, you'll see Armlet for sure. I feel like it's common enough to say it's meta, but you don't always see that in pubs. Usually Armlet's typically like brought onto like a Huskar, and that's for the most part only thing that you can see consistently. But when you're looking at the Russian and the Chinese servers, you'll see a lot of Armlet on like damn near any strength. Kunkka is like another Armlet character, obviously Huskar. I've seen it on Marcy for sure. Snapfire is another one that I've seen it on. Like, if it can hold a strength and do right click, like, you want Armlet. And you won't see that always, especially even if you're watching like North America fights. Like, you won't always see it. Do you know who Seb is? CEB. Damn. Lions in pain. So Seb is a character that I follow every now and then. He's usually always in a game. It looks like everything else there is going to be pretty standard. You can almost always see Seb. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Looks like they killed Vayne. All right, so Seb is one of the few people that you will see like Armlet on like damn near every strength character, period. But I'll have a tendency to watch his games, and he's one of the few Division 2 testers that you'll see. Like, he won't go with like a standard. Like, he wants to always win. Obviously, it's Seb. But you'll see him just build like these crazy builds that you're not used to seeing all the time. And he's like an experimentalist. Like, you'll see him like do like dumb shit. Like, why would you even build that? And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. It's like you'll see him like just completely like lose because he tried something terribly stupid. But it's fun to watch and see what he can actually pull off a lot of times. And plus, he's like pretty consistently on Desolator directly after picking up that bonus strength. Echo Saber is really common. Once you get the armlet, it looks like he went with Deso. Not sure why, but sure. It's not like anybody has a whole lot of agility at this point. I mean, he's an intel character. He's got 10+2. If you hold down Alt, 43%. I mean, you can also kind of nuke down the Bane. He's at 46, but he's at 9.5. Unless he's building specifically to take down Timber. Monkey's agility, so you should have a decent amount too. 18.7. All right. Deso has potential. But even then, you're looking at 61, right? So if you remove 7, you might gain a 10% damage difference. Whereas Echo, by default, is like double damage on your first hit. But I watch a crap ton of Seb games. But that's usually just to see what the hell he's doing. Because he does like really dumb shit sometimes. Alright, so now let's see net worth. Who's winning? Monkey, obviously doing really good. What is Monkey doing with it? Holding on to neutrals. He's going into Scotty. Has ulti. I'm waiting for him to use it. See, I'm a little curious now. Like, what the hell? I guess he didn't want to use it until after he uses Aegis. And then uses it on no one. Oh, man. So I feel like LilGun won the draft, but some of the executions are kind of poop. Wraith King doesn't have manas for his ulti, but it's not like he needs it. Wow. All right. So, quick recap. It's a pretty decent swing. Pretty decent swing shift. And he still picked up a buyback over on the Bane. I don't know. That's kind of rough. 2 DCs. All right, so let's look at items again. So, Scotty, really good. Tons of damage. Tons of crowd control. Pretty awesome overall on Monkey King. I miss the patch when everything procced on your little Monkey King monkeys. Like Wukong's command, dude. Like Basher was stupid. If you weren't playing at that time, you kind of missed it. Bane, Aether Lens. You see that really common mainly because you want to make sure that you have like the distance and range to cast all your spells. I don't know if I would have 2. I don't know if he's cycling through those, but I mean, he's got Dragon Scale and the +10. Brigand's Blade. He's got 2 neutrals also. Don't really know why. Nothing too crazy on the Timber. Pretty standard. Rubik, dead. Pretty standard also. Oh. What? No way. How? What the shit was that? Oh, dude. That was crazy. All right. So, yeah, that was not a common teleport. So go him. Invoker. Outside, I mean, Hanamitis is actually pretty common for Invoker. He rushed it, obviously. No bonus right clicks. But, yeah, you killed Shadow Demon. But really? Should you be that excited? Not really sure. BKB. Wraith King. That. Alright, so nothing too crazy. Looks like, yeah, that is a BKB. He's going to pick up the AC. Misses the spear again. He's like, I'm just out. He uses Arena Blood to just bounce. Alright. Force Staff, which of course every support needs a Force Staff, or every team needs a support that's willing to buy a Force Staff. Perseverance. Refresher Orb on Mars? Yeah, alright, sure. Why not? I mean, I see that pretty common. I'm actually, personally, I'm not the biggest fan. In Russia, you won't always see a Refresher Orb on Mars. I've seen it, but it's hit and miss for me. Like, if you're good enough to isolate one or two with your first Arena of Blood, your second one is redundant. Yeah, that spear is like sad, dude. But we've seen him miss like two, but it's like, granted, probably the only two that we've really seen. Maybe we've seen three. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Force Staff is like broken. I love, like, it saves so many lives. Against Monkey King. Oh, he's right-clicking you. Force Staff your buddy. Bane. I guess you really can't Force Staff against Bane. You just try to stun the Bane. Timber, that's a great way to get out of a shock room. Let's go off here. Man. See, I hate looking at that because I know for a fact Astral Step was off cooldown. I don't know if you saw the ulti timer up there. But yeah, Force Staff's amazing. I don't know what Rubik plans on stealing. I mean, ultis are really like all over. There's nothing massive that you can really steal as a Rubik. That's the one thing I really wished would have been a different character overall. But I guess it kind of forced Dire into not picking massive ultis, like the Mirana ulti, if you can grab it. Disruptor is another massive ulti. Obviously Lion Finger, which is available if he can survive getting fingered and grabbing it. I guess if I was Lion, I would use it on him. Monkey doesn't care about no smoke, he wants his money. I get that idea, but meh. They're just trying to scout out this Conger hard, man. Meanwhile, Monkey's down there in the bottom lane. Dude, just making sure. Is that like the only thing he's gonna do for the next like 30 minutes or what? Do it again. Nope, still not doing Conger. Do it again. Or Roshan. I keep calling Roche Kongor, by the way, and that's like been consistent since I've started streaming. But that's what he's called in Heroes of Newerth, which is so sad. Wraith King Skeletons. Alright, so you can look at the items this way too. Scotty's done. He's got some crit damage. Interesting that they actually put the eye on Bane. Let's give it to the squishiest character possible. Oh, okay. So he ended up handing it off to the Void. The hardest to kill because of the ability to jump around. That makes more sense. Not too crazy. Everything looks pretty standard, right? Like, I don't see a whole lot. Nothing that you wouldn't see in a pretty common game. Are they gonna pick anybody here? Ooh, to get the jump on the Mars. Ulti dropped down for the Mars. That's a one-man ulti there. We lose the Rubik and the Bane, but it's a couple supports. Pretty good spear, but spears him out of the Arena of Blood. Timber's bouncing away. Probably has enough HP regen to survive. Kind of curious. It's only 2 for a Lion. They did get a buyback on the Invoker. So it's a 2 for 2. Invoker, arguably another support character. Oh no! Damn, that's rough. That cold snap, or he had the cold snap on him. Stop that TP. Monkey jumps in. Oh, the timing! Dude, that timing for the monkey was golden. And now you can easy Roche. Maybe? Lion finally dropped his finger down. Oh, so much potential damage. So he finally picked off that finger. The one spell he's wanted to this entire game. Man. Yeah, Shadow Demon just on spam mode. One charges against Shadow Demon makes you like unkillable. I want to kill that Wraith King, but I don't think he's gonna be able to solo this. Does he have to simulate? 3 more seconds. 2, 1. Ooh, Astral stepped out. Good job. This dude is like his own built-in force staff, man. Like, I hate going up against him sometimes. I love when Robo plays him. Alright, so that was, damn, that was a big shift. See, I feel like that was like an outplay moment, but it comes down to Wraith King being damn near unkillable. I don't think he hasn't even finished. Looks like he got recipe for refresher first. He hasn't even finished it. The Mars spear is not like that dude is. He needs to play more Mars, man. I haven't played that many Mars, but I don't think I've ever missed that many spears. There's top lane. What about you? What's your favorite hero or most played? Nobody's scouting out this Kongor yet, or Roshan. I know he's in there now. All this poke, man, but not enough to commit. Jakiro, oh dude, Jakiro, man. I think Jakiro is so underrated up against Medusa. Medusa is a fucking nightmare at the 40-minute level. Damn near impossible to kill. But that macro pyre with like a veil, like you just melt Medusa so damn fast. And a lot of people go Zeus for Medusa, but nah, dude. Jakiro's where it's at. You want an anti-Medusa, the answer is fucking Jakiro. Which is why he's like my damn. He's definitely in like my top 10, like hands down. And it's mainly for that reason. Because you'll see people pick Medusa and they'll pick it second round because they're like, what are you gonna do, bitch? You're fucked. And I'm like, bitch, Rod of Atos, Macro Pyre, and Veil of Discord. Medusa's melt. I don't care how farmed they are. They will get down, like all of their mana is shit at that point. And then they just melt down and die. That's the only time I really played Jakiro. But Jakiro is definitely on my top 10. Like, he is a lot of fun. It's interesting, though, how you can learn so much about people. Like, you have to have a certain amount of patience with Jakiro. He landed a spear! Yay! Ooh, 2-man ulti on that arena. Monkey doesn't have his ulti. What? Why would he leave? He's like full HP. I'd be so mad at this dude. Alright. Sure. Well, I mean, I guess he doesn't have a second life, but man. Oh, hell yeah. Jakira's like super dope. Still rocking that eye. I guess he hasn't died since. A lot of more survivability from the Aeon disc. And see, that's okay. So the Aeon disc is interesting because I don't typically buy an Aeon disc. I haven't really for the most part. And then the Enchanted Quiver. So if he dissimulates and he jumps on top of somebody, does the Enchanted Quiver proc at the same time? It looks like it doesn't. Otherwise, it would have procced on those creeps. So I found my answer. Monkey finish. Scotty. Ooh. Silver Edge. Is that literally for the break? No crit damage. Literally just to counter the crit damage. I mean, granted, it's more damage in general. But breaking anybody. Ooh. Quick jump. Simulate. Spear. Monkey does have ulti. Is dropping it with a BKB. Instantly pops. Breaking ulti down. Damn, all of that for an Invoker and not even the tier 2 yet. 8 HP on that tier 2. They might be able to pick up the deny on it. Oh, where did he dissimulate to? Really? He dissimulated into the fight? Bro. Damn, that's what I get for voting for the little guy, man. 1v4 and he dissimulated into the fight like that. That's what I get. That's what I get. That was terrible execution. That was so bad. Okay, so this is cool. Level 24 picked up the Tomb of Knowledge. He's at least going to let us hit his 25. 15's already done, so it's not like Tomb of Knowledge is going to be good on him. This has been an argument that Robo and I have been having about the Tomb of Knowledge, right? Robo believes that all these Tombs of Knowledge should be spent on getting people into their next breaking point, 10, 15, 20, 25. Outside from that, you really shouldn't use them. It's kind of like a first come, first serve. I say it's slightly better on some rather than others in general. Because some people's talents aren't anywhere near as good, despite it being at the 10, 15, 20, or 25. I don't know. There's a lot of argument on who they give it to. So I try to watch some of where these Tomb of Knowledges end up. And I'm going on the monkey at the 25, so that's good. And he ends up with an additional Wukong's command ring. That last Wukong's command, though, was a panic command. And he basically melted 2 seconds after casting it. So, more of a panic player than a logic player, which at Division 2, it shouldn't be a thing. Like, you shouldn't have, like, that panic Wukong's command. Like, he casted it when he had, like, 500 HP. Not safe. Bane, I don't think I've seen him go invis once. I don't know if you have. But I don't think I've seen him go and use that Shadow Amulet like a single time. Pick up quick farm. Rubik, Blink Dagger, always good. Tranquil Boots, pretty decent. Almost 20 charges. Really? Also picking up an Aeon Disc. I feel like Aeon Disc is like the equivalent to Raindrops. Just significantly more permanent. Void Spirit, also Aeon Disc. Lion, Aeon Disc. Damn, there's like everywhere. So it's games like this where I start debating, like, should I be buying more Aeon Disc in my life? Like, is that a thing? Like, should I focus that? Like, if it's a good Raindrops game, is it also a good Aeon Disc game? And it's not like it's super expensive. It's $3K, which after you've got at least one farm item, it's what, like 2 or 3 minutes? Maybe 4 after you've gotten like some basic farm item. Pending that your team will actually give you the opportunity to farm it without getting all pissy. Scythe. Who does he plan on scything, though? Because let's go to KDA. So Scythe is cool. I guess just Monkey? Yeah, Aeon Disc is like super good, but I personally underrate it. And I think if I'm going to take anything from this game, I think I'm going to adjust my position on Aeon Disc to where, like, potentially great item. Like, if it's a raindrop item, it's an Aeon Disc item. I think I'm going to make that adjustment myself. Damn. Alright. Semi-Tinker? While you're playing this rat Dota. Sure. If it does damage. If it did damage. And he doesn't know where they're at, so he had to bounce. So that's it. And literally equated that entire rotation. Equated to 40, no, 30, 31? I don't know. Math. No, 80. 81 total HP off of that. Note to self, not necessarily worth it. The different blinks that they've added to the game. Love, hate. I'm cool with it. One of my favorites is the Swift Blink with the Spirit Breaker. But that's still not terrible. But it looks like he's just trying to catch up all day long, though, because he's got Swift Blink on top of Phase Boots. Of course, he's melee, so he needs to do everything he can to make sure he gets his hits off. Because if he doesn't hit, he doesn't regen. If he doesn't regen, he dies. More Aeon Disc. Bro. Yeah, I think I need to adjust my entire existence to Aeon Disc. Did Void give up the... He did. So Mars now in possession of this gem of True Sight. 5-man smoke. What's going to happen here? I'll have to choose. Invoker chose farm. Neither one of them has the ability to scout. They don't have a scan up available. Smoke is pretty much gone. They are going to find the timber, but who wants to fight into a timber? Spend all your spells on the tank. Oh, Void wants to get a little bit of the action. And he dissimulated out like a bouse. Kongor's up. Wait, Roche? I thought I just saw Roche. What the hell? Did you see Roche? I feel like I just saw Roche, and then I look and it says Roche will respawn at 114. I'm really confused because I swear I saw Roche. See net worth. Ooh. It's not terrible, but it's getting late on this, so there's some decent establishment being made over here. Looks like Nigma's a little bit better on the farm. Really? You gonna go for that haste rune? Ooh, dissimulate in. That's his way directly out. Oh no! That stings. Astral step up. Damn, Lion spent his finger so damn fast. Monkey keeping Mars in. Arena Blood inside of the monkey pit. And, yeah, looks like Monkey Pit wins over Arena Blood. Golden Roche is up. This Roche does have cheese as well as Refresher Orb. Damn. Yeah, that's a win. Pick out a Mars and bounce. You could probably Roche with that, though. They don't really have a whole lot. Lion busted his finger so quick in the beginning of that fight. But 6 in. Cooldown is currently down to 40 seconds. Doesn't have, looks like he's not going for the Aghanims build. Summon in. Shadow should have been dead already. Timber picks up the Shadow. No, Shadow's still in. Damn, that dude's finger got out really quick. So do you Roche at this point? Or do you push into tier 3? Because it's currently 5v2 with over mid on everybody. See, I think I would have gone tier 3. See what Invoker's doing over here. So he's just trying to push in more Rat Dota. And he blinks and bounces? Really? Alright. Ooh, Void's coming in. That's a hell of a fight. And they gave it to Monkey again. I love how fast this movement is. Like, he can go anywhere so friggin' quick. Like, that's something that I hear a lot, too, is like, don't trust the Void. Because Voids, I mean, they can just... He went halfway across the map in like a second and a half or so. Like, oh, he's down there. I'm safe. No, not necessarily. Scotty speed. Damn, this dude's soloing into it. He's got the leveler, so he's definitely like a tower hitter. Oh, he is making sure nobody jumps into this. 2 lanes. I don't know what broke his Lincoln Sphere, but something did. What? Wait. Did his Rubik get the shard? He did. Oh, that is awesome. So Rubik's shard allowed him to grab that monkey and pull him out of danger. And that happened so fast. You don't always see Rubik's grab the shard. Like, that's why I was pretty excited about that moment. Because it's not common. Rubik's usually don't, in pubs and even in like the lower ranks, you don't see them care about their teammates enough to do that. Like, Force Staff is self-preservation, Blink Dagger is self-preservation. Well, Blink Dagger is your own anyway. But you won't always see Rubik's grab that shard because, like, what do I need to save my teammate for? He should just play better. Like, no, sometimes you can pull off like really good shit like that. No, oh, hold on. Oh, okay, no. Dude, oh man, like don't diss on Kuroki. Oh, is this a quick pick on this guy? How's your invisibility? Oh man, oh, there it is. Get that ghost walk off. Ooh, and he is out of there. That wasn't bad. Go you. And Invoker earned that shit. So, I had to say something in that chat because they're talking smack about Kuroki. Kuroki had been TI several times, and he never won one. Like, he was like, I don't know, he's like this really great player, but he could just never pick up a TI win. He still has his Aegis. Monkey making space for that command. Could still be right hitting it, right clicking it. We'll end up with the refresher. Arena blood in. Rubik rocking the hack. Still hasn't used it on anybody. Cheese was eaten. Dang. I'm so glad they're doing it. I called LilGun, and I was hoping they wouldn't let me down. They had a couple of bad executions, but it looks like they're going to pull this off. There's not a lot they can do. That's what it's like to live in the U.S., man. Like, oh, there's a tornado. All right, we'll be all right. One more. Grab the megas. Grab the megas. Come on. Oh. A few more hits. It's the part where they're potentially greedy. Should they be there right now? Similar to backline, potential making stays. Astral step, break forward. Triple meatball. Rubik throwing his teammate in. Oh man. Shadow Demon in pain. So many buybacks. Wraith King buyback might jump in despite not having his bonus life. That's mega creeps. Yeah, but Kuroki was amazing, man. So I gain a lot of respect for Kuroki because no joke, he wins TI. I don't know if it's TI 8 or 9. And then they're like, all right, you won TI. What are you going to do? And this dude's like crying. He's bawling. He's just so excited he actually won a TI. And then, like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to play Dota. And so about like 3 hours later, I logged in, and I'm just like kind of seeing what's going on. And sure enough, you could actually watch him still playing Dota. Ooh. Oh, that monkey was pushed out. That command is baloney. Damn. Kind of feel like that one was bogus. A Mars Refresher, one more Arena of Blood. He's trying to save it. Only 8 reactive armor? How is that dude still alive? 8 out of 30 stacks and still living. Right click it down, man. Ignore the ranking. Right click it down. Well done. Well done. Garbage. Whatever. That was not garbage. That was still a decent fight. Nope. I don't know if you read some of those comments, but people are like trashing. Like, no, they technically, with a decent amount of execution, they won in the draft. If you look at the lineup now, but that's what playing Dota 1 and then like continuously playing against you. Like, I called LilGun mainly because they didn't have an answer. Like, there's like Void has so much mobility. You need the lockdown. You need like the puck to hold him down. You need even like Death Prophets where you can actually stun him and keep him down. Like, you need like some like Skywrath Mage to make sure you like silence his ass down. Like, you need to have a lockdown and answer for the Void. If not, he's gonna jump all over your team and nuke everybody down. And sure enough, that's what he did. Like I said in the beginning, you know, free food for Lion. The Shadow, free food, and Invoker was free food. And he abused the crap out of that every friggin' chance he got. So then you have Rubik, who's going to have a little bit of like stun control. He was kind of worthless. You can see in the 4-8-25 a lot of assists, but I mean, he has one ability that like arcs off, like Arc Lightning kind of style. So it's Rubik by default ends up with a lot of assists. But there was nothing he could really do. I think he got like 1 or 2 decent fingers off. There wasn't any big ultis, so we called that also. Timber was hit and miss. I mean, he was just like a decent all-rounder kind of tank. Like, we never said whether or not he was going to be good or bad. Bane, tons of crowd control. He's going to make sure you don't get nuked down too damn fast with Enfeeble. And then obviously, but I didn't see a lot of Fiend's grips off of him. But they didn't have an answer for the Monkey King either, which also has a lot of the same mobility that the Void Spirit does, which is why we gave it to LilGun. Nigma Lion, unfortunately, was just eaten alive. Every single chance he popped his little head out, which is why he had to spam his ulti at the very beginning of every team fight, because he wasn't even sure he was going to last 3 or 4 seconds in that team fight, which for the most part, he really didn't. Invoker did really good, but Invoker can't really outscale or out damage. Like he's amazing if he stays like so many levels ahead, which is the Hand of Midas build. And he went straight Hand of Midas, I think, to try to keep up with the level advantage, so that way he can actually be viable. But unfortunately, it just he falls off in scale. Wraith King could have been a potential problem, but you just dodge him. Like, who cares? Like, fight around the Wraith King. You don't necessarily have to jump into the Wraith King unless it's a quick pick. But if as soon as your other team shows up, just leave. Like, he has a crit, but how much threat is he really when you have the mobility of like a Void Spirit or a Monkey King? Same when it comes to the Arena Blood. So many Arena Bloods were just completely worthless because of that same mobility factor. Shadow Demon, also free food for Void. So I think we did pretty good in the beginning, like voting out that LilGun was going to win it, despite Nigma being a clear favorite just based on the win-loss ratio. They just got outpicked. That's all I think it really came down to. But yeah, I'm a big Kuroki fan. Just to go back to, I guess, that last conversation. But I think this is gonna be it for me, man. I gotta take my kids to school in the morning. I hope you had a good time. You know, I know I did. But I think, and so that's like the biggest takeaway for me, right? Every time I watch one of these, I want to like develop myself better. So you have 1 Aeon disc, 2 Aeon disc, 3 Aeon disc. Like, I don't think I'm valuing this Aeon disc anywhere near as much as I used, or I don't think I ever really have, because it's still a relatively new item, right? So obviously health and mana. So that's like a lot of survivability and being able to stay out. Little bit additional sustain. Mana, I guess I could take the mana pool, like take it or leave it, because the additional mana pool, it's I could see the benefit to it, but when you're using things like bottle, it does give you the ability to like throw it in inventory and then bring it back. The same way when I was losing a little bit of respect from who is mid, like they I think it was Void, right? Like he was drinking his bottle, but he wasn't throwing his items into his inventory, drinking the bottle and then throwing them back, because there's you can drink a bottle and gain 300, or you can put all of your items that you have that extra intel into your backpack, drink your bottle, and then put those items back into your primary your slots, and then instead of getting 300, you literally gain like 600, because now you have, it's a percentage base, right? So you gain like and then once you add the additional mana pool size, it's like boom, now you've gained so much significantly more because you add to the percentage overall total. So that's one thing that I didn't see enough of, which I think would have helped them win the game slightly sooner, because then it would have had more sustain. But Aeon discs, I'm just going to read this for myself. When you take damage and your health falls below 70%, a strong dispel is applied to you. Now, raindrops, does that raindrops have, the raindrops doesn't have a dispel, right? Like it's just like a consume a charge and block 120 magic damage from damage instances over 75 damage. Consumes comes with 6 charges, and the charges are gone, and then the item disappears. Hell yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed this. I try to cast for educational for myself and for others. If I'd rather play, but at this point, yeah, hell yeah. Oh yeah, raindrops are dope, but like this is like a raindrop and a dispel put in a one. I mean, like the dispel is like what makes it so friggin' broken, because now you gain 2.5 second buff that provides 75% status resistance. So now instead of taking XYZ amount of damage, like the raindrops, it saves you from the 120. 75% status resistance. That's like, oh, I'm gonna hit you with a Zeus ulti. Well, that's typically 600 damage. Oh wait, now that's like what, 200 ish? Like that's That's like ridiculously good. And causes all damage you deal and are dealt to be reduced to 0. Only triggers on player base damage, cooldown increase every time it triggers. That is so good, dude. I really think I undervalue that friggin' item until like right meow. And yes, that is a meow. But yeah, I think I'm down. I think I'm gonna buy some more Aeon disc depending on who I'm going up against. I think I gotta upper value that a little bit more. But I'm gonna call it. I gotta take the kids. I hope you have a good night, man, or a good day, depending on where you're at. I think you're UK, right? You said you're Eastern Europe, so I hope you have a good day. I'm gonna go and find a pillow and a bed. I'm calling it quits, man. It's been fun. It is currently 3 o'clock in the morning for me. Hope you have a good night, dude. You take care, bro. Bye. It's been fun and it's been great, and we will absolutely do it again.